right, get started. Come onto your back, close the eyes. And as we hit this mid part of the day, you just really have to take a big breath in. Let everything go so you can take that time to simply focus on yourself, focus on your breath, bring that attention inward. I think I shared this yesterday. I was listening to an audio it was not an audio book, it was actually a podcast, and kind of a funny podcast. It's a former Navy SEAL, and I like listening to his stuff. I mean, my husband spent a considerable amount of time in the military, and he's very interesting, very educated guy, always has really good guests. He just interviewed a man, 101. The man wrote a book on World War II. 4-hour interview with a man who was 101. And a line that really struck me in this podcast, this interview, was distraction is the enemy of discipline. And obviously, you're all very disciplined. Putting the brakes on your day, come into the space where you take care of yourself, wherever the space is. But there can be so many distractions. So you need to focus inward so you can stay disciplined. You can stay focused on yourself. So we learn to tune out the distractions. We do that by taking that big breath in through the nose. Let it go out the mouth. And again, big breath in through the nose. Let it go. And I have one hand on my belly, one hand on my chest, because when you start to feel that breath, it gets a little more expansive, a little more consistent, a little deeper. So take a few more cleansing breaths in through the nose. And out through the mouth. And when you feel like you've settled in, feel the lift and keep with that breath, but in through the nose and out through the nose. Let's go right into cobbler's pose. Soles of feet together, knees wide. And you can stay with the hands on the torso, on the belly, and the chest, or you can let the arms go beside you. You can bring the arms into that cactus shape. The cactus shape, it opens up the chest. It's a way to breathe a little deeper. Bring the hands behind the head, interlace the fingers, so go wide with the elbows. Exhale, lift head and shoulders. Inhale, lower down. And we're gonna keep it going. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Hello, honey, how are you? I've got my neighbor's granddaughters coming out to say hello. Keep going, keep going. We'll take a few more. Let's go two more. Lower down. Once you lower down, plant the feet, take the feet to the edges of the mat. We'll bring the knees in on each other. You can always stick a blocker if you have a roll towel in between your knees to not have the knees resting in on each other. So she's quite a little cutie, my neighbor's granddaughter. She's probably 2.5, and she'll butter me up with a little conversation and then ask if they can go swimming. It's very smooth. And then we're gonna take the feet or the knees apart, keep the feet where they are, and we'll go back and forth into some windshield wipers. Move with the breath. Exhale, lower. Inhale to center. Keeping this back and forth a few more times, coming onto the outer edges of the feet as you do this. When the knees come onto the right side, this time lower them down. And if you need your block under the right leg to bring the floor up, do that. Turn the head to the left. You'll have the arms out wide, the palms are up. Modifying by putting the block under the right knee if you need to. You can modify the opposite direction, making it a little more intense. And you could put the right foot on the outer part of that left knee to pull yourself into the twist. Come back up, plant the feet and knees wide. We'll drop knees left. Option to turn the head to the right. And then again, choose how you're going to modify if you are. Back to center. Once you plant the feet, work the feet so they're hips distance. You'll have the ankles in line with knees. The knees line up with the hips. If you do have a block, grab your block, put your block between your knees, and we're going to take the hands back behind the head. Stay grounded. Keep the back grounded on the mat, which means you're not going to arch the back. We'll do a little more core work. Elbows wide, hands do no lifting. Hands just support the weight of the head. Exhale, head and shoulders come up. Inhale, lower. And we'll keep that going. Exhale, rise. Inhale, lower. Keep moving with the breath here. We'll keep the feet planted. Lower the head down. Once you lower the head down, arms are going to be beside you, palms down. Squeeze that block, walk the feet back, make sure ankles in line with knees. Come up into bridge pose, lift the hips up. As you hold the pose, keep that steady breath. Lower down as you exhale. And again, lift up, come into bridge. Lower down. And we'll do this one more time. This time you have the option. You can work the elbows a little closer. Interlace fingers, pull hands towards feet, or maybe see if you can take the middle finger, tip of the middle finger, and touch the heels. Lower down. Once you lower down, ground the back again on the mat, meaning there's no arching in the back. Lift the feet so shins are parallel to the floor. You've got knees in line with the hips. We're going to take the hands behind the head again, elbows wide, 5 times. Lift the head and shoulders. Inhale, lower. Exhale, crunch. Come back down. Do this 3 more times. Lower the head down, release the hands, push the feet up towards the ceiling or the sky if you're outside. And you can move the feet, point and flex, roll the ankles, stretch out the toes. Reach the hands up, come into dead bug, do the same thing with the hands. Get a lot of movement in. Wiggling fingers, rolling the wrists, pointing and flexing. Take the block out if you have the block. Hold the block between the hands. Lift the head up. Try and touch the toes with the block, but we're going to hold here. Hold here for 3, 2. You're getting a little shaky. That's okay. You're getting stronger. 1. Come back down. Put the block down. Pull the knees in. And with the knees in, lift the head, tuck and round. And same thing. Let's hold for 3. Keep a steady breath. 2. And 1. Lower down. Once you lower down, right leg stays in. Plant the left foot. And then we're going to slide that left foot long, heels down, pull the toes back on both feet. Lift the head, bring the left leg up. And it's just a couple inches here to really work on that back strength. Of course, this is a good one for digestion. Lower the head, left foot comes down, take the right knee over to the side. And make some circles here, big circles, moving your hip in its full range of motion. Go in both directions. But stay on the mat. You don't want the left side peeling off the mat. Coming through center, cross over. Take the knee across with the left hand. Right arms out wide with the palm up. Look towards the right fingers. Come back through center. Hold both knees in. Lift the head, tuck and round. Just a breath here. Once the head comes back down, left leg in, plant the right foot. Really, fingers around left shin, pull the thigh in, extend the right leg long. And once you flex the feet here, lift the head, lift the right leg. And of course, hold the pose, but keep breathing here. Lower down the head, the foot, guide the left knee to the side. And make some circles, big circles, all directions here. Get that ball and socket joint rolling. Left leg through center, right hand taking the knee across, turn the head to the left. Back to center, left leg's going out long with the right. Reach arms overhead. Stretch out long here. It's a nice movement of the spine, elongating the spine, that axial direction. Hands and feet go over to the right for a reclined half crescent. When you have the option, left foot can cross the right. You really feel that pull on the left side if you take the left foot across the right. Come through center. And we'll move over to the left. Feet and hands go to the left. Maybe right foot comes across the left. Coming back through center, pull the knees in. Knees, ankles are in line with each other, arms wide, palms up, flex the feet. And we're going to work on the side body. We're going to work on the obliques and, of course, a little more twisting here by letting right knees go over to, or right knees. The knees are going to the right. Both knees are going to the right. Keep the gaze up and not all the way to the floor. Right before knees touch down, breath in to come through center. Exhale, let the knees go over to the left. Same thing. Well, don't let them come all the way down, back through center. Do this 2 more times. Do it 2 more times. Back and forth. And then the next time the knees are on the right side, come into your twist. Take your spinal twist. And you have the option, you can turn the head. If you turn the head away from the knees, that twist gets a little bigger. And if you do have the arms wide, make sure the palms are up because we want the shoulders going in a way they should. Look towards the left fingers. Keep the gaze on the left fingers. Bring the left hand across to meet the right. You're trying to get the palms to line up without peeling off on the right side. Inhale, come back out wide. Exhale, come across. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, come across. Pause here. Stretch out. See if you can get more of the hand to line up. And you might get some of it. You might get all of it. You might not get any of it. You're just trying to stretch the shoulder here. We'll take the arm out wide, coming through center, knees left, turn the head right. We'll take about 6 full breaths here in our spinal twist. Look towards the right fingers, and we'll sweep the right hand across to meet the left. Do the same action. Do it 3 times. Third time, you're going to stay on that left side. Really exaggerate the pose. And one more time. Pausing, stretching out. Let's stick the hands under the face. Pull the knees in, chin to chest. And that fetal posture and that posture of renewal. Scanning the body, noticing how you feel, noticing where the energy is. Let's use the right hand for support to come up to seated. But as soon as you're in seated, coming into cross-leg seated, if that's okay with your knees, let the hands rest on the knees, close the eyes, sit up nice and tall. Letting that blood rush out of the head. You're on the back for a long time. No, I'm sorry about that. If you heard my phone ring, it's in do not disturb and it still rang. All right. Take the arms out wide, palms are down. Open the eyes, reach and touch both sides of the room. And we'll twist to the right, right hand down. Grab the knee, shift the gaze. Nice twist here. Come back through center, taking arms out wide, palms are down. We'll go over to the left, left hand down. Grab the knee, shift the gaze. Come back through center. Drop the fingertips down. As you inhale, bring hands up overhead. And then lower the hands down with the palms down. Let's do this a few more times. Arms up, palms up. And arms down, palms down. Do one more. Take the arms up. This time, once the arms come up overhead, press the palms together, stretch up, interlace the fingers, press the palms up, and extend right. You'll look towards the left arm. And come back through center, go over to the left, look towards the right arm. And coming through center, reach up, fold forward, walk the hands out, come down onto the forearm. I had left the vet a message because I have 2 sick dogs. And of course, when do they call back? When I'm teaching class. Rise back up. Let's switch the cross of the legs. Sit up nice and tall. Take the arms up, palms face each other, and we'll go into a side extension. Right hand down, left arm up and over. Hold it for a few breaths, and you have the option, as long as you can stay grounded, bend into the knee, look towards the left arm. And come back through center, reach up, really extend towards the ceiling. We'll take the left hand down, right arm up and over. And then same thing, as long as you can stay grounded, shift the gaze towards the arm. Maybe bend in a bit. And come back through center, reach up, and we'll fold forward once again, getting that really length in the spine here as we walk the hands out, stretching the back. Chin can come to chest, so you get a lengthening all the way up through the neck. Walk the hands back up. Let's take one round of boat pose here. So we'll plant the feet, and we always want to keep the knees bent because that will help protect the back. And then you have the option. If you take the arms wide, this works the shoulders more. If you take the arms alongside the legs, takes a little bit off the shoulders, but we're gonna lean back so you feel like you're gonna unbalance here. And if you're shaking, that's good. Plant the feet, walk the feet back, and hands are gonna come behind you, fingers face you. Don't lock the elbows, palms press in. See if you can lift the bottom off the mat. Option to drop the head back. If that doesn't work for your neck, don't do it. And don't worry about how high you lift. Strengthening the arms and the shoulders. Lower down. Once you lower down, bring the soles of the feet together. And then you're going to walk out over the legs. Another way to stretch the hips and stretch the back. You could take hands under the shins and grab the toes from the outside, and that's really going to get that stretch in the low back. Rise up. We're going to plant the feet again. This time, take the right ankle over the left thigh. Just like we do that reclined pigeon or figure 4 shape gentleman's pose standing. Hands behind you again. And you could stay right here. You might walk the foot a little closer in. Another option is to lift up, lift the bottom up. Maybe let the head come back. Lower down, right foot down. Once the right foot's down, guide the left ankle over. And each side feels different. My left side is it's never easy. I'm very aware of my hip right now. Plant the palms and we'll lift up. And if you can, walk that foot back a little bit. That's gonna stretch the hip a little more, and then you can lift up. This is the last one. This is the last one here. Drop the head back. Lower down. Once you lower down, straighten the right leg, pull the left leg in. And same thing, is sitting up nice and tall, right toes are coming back. We're going to take another twist here with the left hand behind. Look over the left shoulder. Come back through center. Solo left foot to the right thigh. Sweep arms up. Turn and come over the right leg. If you want to use your strap, if you want to hook the foot with the strap, you can do that. Work yourself towards your foot a little more, but try and keep that length in the back, which means we are folding. We are not rounding here. Rise up. Let's go long with the left leg. Bring the right leg in. Nice and tall. Right hand behind. Take the left arm, wrap it around. Look over the left shoulder. Come back through center. Sole a foot to thigh. Sit up nice and tall. Sweep the arms up, turn, and we'll come over the left leg. Rise up. Bring yourself onto your hands and knees. Once you're on your hands and knees in table pose, let's take a few rounds of cat-cow. Drop the belly, shift the gaze, tuck and round, chin to chest, pull the spine up. This is something we should do every single day. Tuck and round. Drop the belly, peek up. Take a few more. Once you're in neutral table, big toes together, knees wide, sink into child's pose. As soon as you come into child's pose, though, walk the hands as far forward as you can go. Press the palms in. You really feel that elongation in the spine. So this makes it an active pose. Let's come back to table pose. This time, curling the toes, you're going to bring the knees a few inches off the floor. So you can hover here for 3. Keep it going. We've got 2. And lower down. Once you lower down, stay with the toes curled under. Push back to stretch the feet. And then you also have that option. You could go right into the full version of toe breaker pose. If you sit back on your heels, reach down and curl the pinky toes under. Stretch the bottoms of the feet. Not my favorite pose. It's my favorite pose when it's over. There's a few poses like that, right? Come back onto the hands and knees, and once you're there, just move ankles, stretch out the toes, point and flex. And then we're gonna curl the toes, lift the hips, down dog. Looking at the center of the mat, pull the chest towards the thighs. Let's pedal the feet. Bend the right knee, push the left heel down. Bend the left knee, push the right heel down. I could probably right now say walk the DOG and they wouldn't even care because they both don't feel well. Northern Michigan has some weird virus going around with dogs. And we are up north this weekend. And it's probably just a total coincidence that they don't feel well because they didn't go off our property, but I'm going to err on the side of caution and take them to the vet. Keep going, keep going. Once you straighten that left leg, walk hands towards the feet. Let the head hang, grab the elbows, keep the knees soft. And then lift up enough, you can let the arms hang. Drop the fingertips to the floor. And if you need your fingertips on your block to bring the floor up, do that. If we want to keep contact with the floor of the block, you're going to take a breath into peek forward. This is a nice way to bend into the upper part of the back. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, lift, peek forward. Exhale, fold. And then once again, lift up, peek forward. Fold back in, and then come up through mountain pose. Exhale, hands to heart center. I'm gonna adjust the camera here so you can actually see me. I need a camera like Denise that auto adjusts. Take the feet wide, and you're gonna face the long edge of your mat here. So you're gonna take the feet nice and wide, arms are wide, palms down. Turn the right toes out. Come into warrior two. Look at that left middle finger. And then reverse, left hand down, right arm up and over. Feel that side extension as you look up towards the right arm. Arms out wide, palms down, side angle. And you can have the forearm to the thigh if you want to come into the full version. Fingers to the floor or your block, left arms up. If this is too much for the shoulder, put the left hand on the hip. Rise back up, straighten the front leg, left hand down, right arm up and over. Another side extension. Arms wide. Let's go into triangle pose. Right hand down, left arm lifts. And you're leaning into a wall here. You're not dumping the weight into the leg. Maybe even turn that right palm forward. Rise up. We're going to turn towards the short edge of the mat with that right foot in front. Get the feet as close as you need for the legs to be straight. Arms come up on an inhale. Exhale, fold over the leg. Inhale, lift up to get a little extension, and then fold back in. Start to walk the hands forward a bit. Shift the weight into the right leg. Lift the left leg, standing split. And the option here is to walk hands forward, press the palms in, lift the right heel. Good for the sciatic nerve. Right foot down. Walk the hands back. Left foot's coming next to the right. Breath in, lifting up halfway, but we're going to pause here. Fingers on shins, peek forward. The back is really flat. Fold back in. Sit down into chair pose again. I think this might be our first chair pose, so sit down into chair pose. Since it's our first chair, we're going to sit a little lower and we're going to hold it a few breaths because there won't be a lot of opportunities for chair today. Rise on up to mountain pose. Hands to heart center. Step wide again. Take the arms wide. So if you look down, you might open the stance a little more to get the ankles in line with the wrist. Lunge into the left side, warrior two on the left. Reverse warrior. Warrior two. Side angle. And you can take the supported version. You could come into the full version. You don't want to lean forward. That's where the gaze helps. If you look up towards the hands or over towards whatever is to your side there, instead of looking down, keep a little more length in the spine. Yeah, let's root and rise. Come back up, warrior two. straighten the front leg, archer. Right hand down. Another side extension, left arm up. Arms wide as you inhale. Exhale. Coming into triangle pose. And maybe this time, instead of holding the leg, you could turn the palm forward or put your fingers on your block. Right arm reaches up. Inhale, rise up. Let's shorten the stance. Get the toes all going the same way. Left foot is in front. Arms reach up. Fold forward. Take a breath in. Lift up halfway. Fold back in. We'll shift into standing splits. And with that option to walk the hands forward, maybe lift the left heel. Left heel down, right foot down, fold forward. Take a breath in, lift up halfway. Fold back in, chair. Mountain pose, hands come to heart center. And let's take one rounded tree and we'll do one rounded gentleman's pose. Stand up nice and tall, look down. Make sure you have some space between your feet. It's like 4 or 5 inches. And then we're gonna either kickstand the foot or you could guide the foot to the calf or the thigh. Once the foot's in, and you could start on either side. Start on your side. It's more challenging because you always spend a little more time on the first side. And then you could add the arms. Don't lock the standing knee. The leg that's on the ground, keep a little bend in that knee. And don't clench the toes, of course. And do it on the opposite side. You can shake it out. Come back to that mountain pose, standing up tall. Core's engaged. The breath is helping you here. And let's take it. Your tree pose on the opposite side. And once you're done, shake it out again and maybe stretch out the toes. Lift up all the toes. Lower the toes down, lift the heels. Yeah. Stretch and strengthen the ankles and the calves. Lower the heels down. Choice to do tree pose again. Or if you want to do that gentleman's pose, which is a good hip stretch, cross the ankle over the thigh. And you might stay here, or you could sink down, coming into that figure 4 shape. Sinking down, sinking down. See if you can go 4 full breaths here. Opposite side, last side. Nice. And lower the foot. Let's take the feet slightly wider than the hips, angle the toes out, bring yourself down into a yoga squat. Sit down on the mat, straighten the legs, heels are down, pull the toes back. Make sure you're in the middle of the mat because of course we're gonna bring ourselves onto our back. Arms come up on an inhale, fold over the legs. And again, option to use a strap if you'd rather. The hands don't reach the feet, no big deal. They can be on the shins, the ankles. Take a few breaths here. Rise up, plant the feet, arms out in front, palms are facing each other to use the core to come on the back. Of course, you can always put your hands behind you. Once you are on your back, set yourself up for Savasana. And now you can always move, put feet up the wall, the legs on a chair. You can put a block under the base of the spine, cobbler's pose, or maybe planting feet, letting the knees go in on each other. And just for the low back, maybe not having the legs straight out in the traditional Savasana. Give yourself a little support. Closing the eyes, full circle, ending where we began. Taking that time to keep the distractions at bay. You are welcome if you would like to continue on in Shavasana, take a little bit more time. If you were ready to move out and you do have a prop underneath you, take that out. Whole body stretch. Arms overhead, point the toes away. You could move the head side to side. You're gonna bring the knees in. Come onto your side. Work your way up to seated. Eyes closed, hands at heart center. Take a big breath in through the nose. Let it go out the mouth. Thank you as always for taking time out of your day to take care of yourself. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful